Sometime in your career as a welder, you already have or you will have to cut two pieces of metal apart that have been welded together. When a metabo doesn't work, it won't fit in the saw, and an arc gouger sometimes isn't the thing either. This is the quickest, the most efficient, and simple way to do that. This is a piece of 1-inch plate that's welded to a piece of 6-inch I-beam. I'm going to cut the I-beam off of the plate straight. We'll use that I-beam later. Straight cut as close as you can get to the plate without getting into it. Now we're coming up the opposing side of the I-beam as close to the 1-inch plate as possible, trying to save as much washing and grinding as we can. We're trying to cut it as close as possible, but here's the thing. You do not want to angle the torch back into the base metal, even when it's not cutting. See how it's not cutting very good and I'm going up and down? I'm trying to melt some of that galvanized off. I'm trying to blow it off, melt it off, do whatever I can to get through it. It happens a lot with galvanized. When they dip it, it will be thicker on one side. It runs. So this is more than likely the bottom side of the galvanized, and it is smoking up a storm. I've actually got a Mira safety mask on, full face. I don't mess around with galvanized. I've had galvanized poisoning twice, and it was a real bummer. Take care of your lungs. You won't regret it. Now I'm coming across the middle, and I had to really get away from the middle of the I-beam corner. In that corner, your torch doesn't really fit, and if you jam it all the way in there, that galvanized is going to pop back and really mess your just like it did right there. It'll mess your torch tip up. We're not doing a finished cut right now. We're just trying to get as close as we can, as quick as possible, and not mess our torch tip up at this juncture. So now I'm done. I've got it cut. I'm going to knock it off, and then we're going to dress it with a grinder just a little bit. This is my good torch tip that I use all the time. It's a double aught, and now it's all nasty. I really hate cutting galvanized. I'm swapping over to a different torch tip. I already have this one installed on my other Journeyman 2 Victor. It's a number 3. I don't usually use washing tips. The number 3 works fine unless you're doing a bunch of it. So you're in a pinch, you need to wash something. Watch this. And I said wash. If you're going to wash a weld, it doesn't take 409. Everybody gave me a hard time when I was trying to learn how to do this because nobody knew how to do it, and I wish somebody would have showed me. As I get the metal hot, I'm activating the knob, the oxygen knob, not the lever. I'm not making oxygen come out the center hole and blow a hole in it. I'm just bringing it to melting temperature and then using excess oxygen after the metal's already hot to melt it and blow it off. Now, as I'm doing that, you'll notice the separation that the plate was welded on both sides. You'll see little cracks as I'm going along. See that crack? It looks like the metal just kind of quits melting in a spot. That's the plate that's not welded in between the two welds. Anytime you're grinding something with a coating on it, like galvanized, always throw the fire and debris away from you. Get on the edge of the biggest imperfections straight down. The coating that is there will get on the very tip of the blade and it'll sling it off instead of getting it hot on your normal angle grinding plane. So this is me using the edge of the blade to really knock down the high spots to try to make shorter time of it and not galled my wheel over. After we get done knocking the high spots down vertically, we take the side grinder or the angle grinder and use it like it's supposed to be used, still throwing the fire and debris away from us. But now we're just slicking up the small imperfections. This is the fastest way that I've come up with to do this. So here in just a second, as soon as this video is over, actually, I'm going to be doing a live stream And you can watch me live do the rest of this piece of I-beam, or removing I-beam from 1-inch plate. Hope this saves you guys some time. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell if you hadn't already. Thank you.